What what not okay actually looks like? Because I feel that most of us are waiting for the wrong thing totally entirely. We're waiting for crying. We're waiting for someone to like fall apart in front of us and say the world out loud or say the words out loud so we have permission to help. And that is almost never how it goes. Here's what actually it looks like. It's the friend who used to text you back in 10 minutes, and now it's 3 days, and when she does, it's one word. It's the cousin who knows the dishes in the sink, and you saw them, and you didn't say anything because what are you going to do? Say something about the dishes? It's somebody who always comes, and now she gives a reason not to come, and the reason is always responsible or reasonable. That's the part that gets you. It's always reasonable. It's her getting short with you over absolutely nothing. It's somebody who used to laugh at your stupid jokes, just kind of looking at you now. It's her losing weight and everybody complimenting her and that no one acts on her. Like how? And then there's the opposite version, which I think fools us more. Some people don't get quiet, they get really loud. They take on more. They're at every function, organizing everybody's everything, and they are running. Busy is a hiding place. I've watched women work themselves down to nothing, and nobody around them calls it problem. Everybody calls it dedication. So if you're sitting there waiting for the obvious version, you might be waiting for a while. The obvious version usually shows up a little after. And I went looking into this because I kept noticing that pattern and wanted to know if I was like making it up. I'm not. There's research showing women wait until like symptoms are severe before they seek help. And the reason is that the early stuff, the irritability, the no motivation, the tired, that sleep does not touch, gets normalized. People just call it life, so it's never gets a name. And if it never gets a name, nobody goes anywhere with it. Quick thing so we're clear, because I want to be honest with you what this is. I'm not here to diagnose anyone. Yes, I am a social worker. And I'm not going to act like I'm going to be here diagnosing you, but I'm here as an observer. Nobody's getting diagnosed in this video. I want to make that very clear again. Not by me and not by you. What I've got is a lot of years of watching this play out in real time. Families, plus some research I went and pulled, and I'm going to tell you what I found and what I made of it. Now, here's what I think most of us mean. Most of us mess this thing up, and I put I put myself right in there. We wait until we're sure. We don't want to assume, so we don't want to be in the business. We don't like want to make it weird. And I get it, especially in our families where you do not get in grown folks' business. But you are not required to be sure. Being sure is not your job. Nobody is grading you on accuracy here. You are allowed to notice a thing. Say the thing you notice and the completely wrong thing. It might mean if you're wrong. It might mean the worst outcome available to you, that somebody found out you were paying attention. That's it. Doesn't downsize. The other thing that stops us is heavier, and nobody says it, so I will. Some of us don't act because we are scared of yes. We're scared she'll say, no, I'm not okay. And then we'll be holding something and we don't know what to do with our hands. So we don't open the door because we're not confident we can carry what's behind it. Let me take that off you right now. You are not being asked to fix anyone. You're not being asked to fix her. You cannot fix her. You cannot fix them. That's not what your power. And it isn't what she's asking for anyway. What she needs is somebody to notice her and not flinch. That is a much smaller job than the one you've been avoiding. So let's get into what to say. And I want to start with the backfires because this is where the research got genuinely interesting for me. Minimizing backfires. It could be worse. At least you have your health. Other people have it harder than you. You heard that before. You think you're giving perspective when you're actually saying is your pain didn't qualify. And here's the part that's stopped me. There's research showing dismissive responses. Like that don't just fail to help. Like what the hell? They make people less likely to reach out again. So you just can shut the door on somebody with one sentence and never know you did it. That messed me up a little bit when I read it because I'm said things like have because I think have I said those things before? This is preclinical work. I'm asking myself. Cheerleading backgrounds or cheerleading backfires. You're so strong. You got this. God doesn't give you more than you can handle. And I know that's love. I know it is. But if you ever been the strong one, you know. You know what that sentence does. You know. It hands you the job right back. It says, please keep being a version of you that doesn't need anything from me. Some of y'all been calling strong for so many years and so many times it stopped being a compliment and it turned into like a life sentence. Fixing backfires. Somebody says she's drowning and you already listed. Have you tried walking? Have you tried cutting out the sugar? Have you tried journaling? And what she hears, even though you don't really mean it, is that you think that this is simple and she just hasn't thought about it hard enough. And then the big one, the one everybody does with the best heart in the world. Let me know if you need anything. We have to retire that sentence. I mean it. It sounds like an offer and it's not an offer. It's a transfer. Think about what you just did. You took the job of figuring out what she needs, plus deciding whether she allows to ask for it. Plus, working up a nerve to ask, and you hand all of the most you hand it back to the most exhausting person in the room, and then you walk off feeling like you helped. And somebody in the middle of it usually cannot name what she needs. That's part of what's happening to her. So you ask her to do the single hardest thing available at the time, at the same exact time she has the least. Here's the replacement. Honestly, this is the whole video if you only take one thing. Be specific every time. Don't ask what you don't need. Say what you're doing. I'm bringing dinner Thursday. Chicken or fish. Get it? I'm getting the kids Saturday morning. I'm doing the groceries tonight. Text me what you're out of. already decided, already moving. All she has to do is say yes or no. You turned an essay question into a yes or no question. That is the entire difference between helping and being one more item on her list. Same thing when you open a conversation. Like, don't say you seem depressed. Now you diagnose her and she doesn't defend herself. Say what you actually saw with your actual eyes. I noticed, like, for instance, I noticed you haven't been coming around like on Sundays, or you have been withdrawn and you have like been to yourself. I called a few times, you never called back. You've been quiet in the group chat, and I've been thinking about you. Called twice, and I know you saw it. Name the behavior, not the condition. She can argue or diagnose. She cannot argue with a Sunday or on a call back or withdrawal. And then the part that matters more than any of it is I'm not asking you to explain anything. I just want you to know I notice and I'm here. Now, nobody prepares you for what happens next. She's going to say she's fine. Typically is how it typically is. She is. Almost every single time. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm good. Just tired. Fine. Work. A lot. I'm fine, girl. You don't know how it is. And right there, you got a choice. You really do. And most people take the exit. Most of us go, oh, okay, good, and change the subject and feel relief because let's be honest, that fine, it lets you off the hook. Don't take the exit. You don't have to push. You don't you don't have to leave. Okay, I hear you. I'm still going to check on you on Thursday. And you check on her on Thursday. Because I'm fine isn't usually a lot. It's like a reflex. It's what comes out before she has a second to decide whether it's safe to tell you the truth or is she going to get tenured to reflex. She's watching to see if you meant it. Typically, that's how it is. And you didn't prove you meant it by pressing harder in a moment. You prove it by coming back when nothing happens. Anybody can have one conversation, one good conversation. Anybody, almost nobody comes back on Thursday. Let me deal with three situations that come up constantly and nobody walks you through it. I have one. What if she gets defensive? Because she might. You can say the gentlest thing you can say in your life and she snaps. What are you saying about me? Why is everybody in my business? I said I was fine. Yeah, 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 yeah. That knocked the wind out of you. And you're not ready for that kind of action. So now this is going in. It's usually not about you. That's shame. She thought she was covering it and she just told her she wasn't. And that's frightening to kind of hear when your whole identity is built on being the one who handles it. So don't defend yourself. Don't retreat. Don't go into it. Okay, I'm not in your business. I love you. That's all this was. And then leave it alone and come back later. You need to win that. You planted something that is set, let her allowed to go around and defend herself. Let her go back and say all these things about that acting went out of her. She's usually gonna, it's a shame. She thought that she was covering something. That's kind of her letting everything out. That is it. Secondly, what about somebody you're not close to? It could be a coworker, somebody at church, your neighbor. You still say something. You just make it smaller, especially if you had a rapport or conversation. I might have to say something to church randomly and then you don't see him anymore. Might work you don't get along with. You still like say something. You just make it smaller, maybe. You just don't ask her to open up. Short and private, not in front of people. I noticed you seem like you've been carrying a lot lately. And just want to know I see you and am around. That's the whole thing. You're not fishing for information. You're not letting her know a door exists. And then you let her decide. With people you're not close to, the goal is just to be the one more safe person in that environment. I think that if it's the other foot around, would you expect the same? Thirdly, what if she doesn't get help? You send everything. You come back on Thursday, 4 months, and you still won't call anybody. You have to make peace with something outside of an emergency. You cannot make a grown woman go. You can't. And people burn all the way out trying, and then they get resentful, and then it starts to snap. And now she got one less person. So instead of like pushing the lower the step, don't say you need therapy. Say I'll sit right here with you and make the call. Say I found, you know, three people who take your insurance. Want me to send them? Say you don't have to commit to anything. Just go once. And if you still say no, you stay in her life anyway. Your presence is not like a reward for compliance. And I want to say something to whoever come to this conversation for somebody else, but it's actually for herself. I know some of you clicked it because it was easier than clicking a video about you. You told yourself you were doing research for your sister. And maybe you are. But if you've been sitting here recognizing yourself in every single example and immediately going, well, it's not that bad for me. Other people have it worse. I want you to catch what you just did. You described drowning and apologize for being wet queen. That's the pattern. Minimizing in real time. In the same breath you're using to describe it. And here's why I won't let it go. The way you talk about your own pain is a self-worth thing because it's a mental health thing. It's somewhere along the line that your struggle has to hit some threshold before it counts. That's not humility. That's a belief about what you're worth. You're allowed to need help before it's an emergency. You're allowed to be somebody who receives. It's okay. There's one thing, and this is a part that a lot of us skip, even myself. Sometimes what you're looking at is bigger than a hard week. And you need to know what to do with that because that is exactly where good intentions leave some of us hanging. If you or if she says something that makes you think she might be considering ending her life, you ask her directly, are you thinking about suicide? Not the soft version. Not you're not thinking about doing anything crazy, right? Don't really ask her that because if that version tells her you can't handle the answer. I know that's frightening. It's frightening to me the first time I learned it and the first time I've heard it. But this is one of the clearest things out there and it's core to what the mental health and the training teaches us. Regular people do ask somebody directly, does not put the idea in their head and does not raise the risk. What it usually does is bring relief. Somebody finds out what a thing that she's been carrying. If she says yes, you say calm. Don't panic. Don't lecture. Thank her for telling you. And then don't walk her to the edge rather than leave her there. Get the help in the room. I know where I'm from, you call 988. Do it together. Or get her an emergency room or call 911 if she's in danger right now. And you stay with her. Your job is not to be a counselor. Your job is to be the bridge. Is to be the bridge. And then to still be there next week. That's the rule under everything I've said. You are the bridge, not the destination. Notice, say something specific. I'll come back on Thursday. And when it's bigger than you, help her find somebody trained to carry it. Pointing somebody to a professional help is not you giving up on her. It's you loving her enough. I think the only thing between her and drowning. Keep the relationship bigger than the struggle. Don't let every interaction turn into a wellness check. Censure something stupid. Talk about the show. Argue about something that doesn't even matter. Because what happened to people going through it, it starts feeling like a project, you know, and a problem everybody is managing. Let her, let her, let her still like be a whole person with you. That's medicine too. Question. What comes to mind while you were watching this? Something did. Think about her, think about them, and think about the specific thing you're going to say and when. Not soon, but when. I love to hear it. Put it in the comments. I read them, and seeing what other people come up with helps somebody who is sitting there stuck. This is a community effort. This is a huge conversation. And if you're the one hoping someone notices you, consider going first. One true sentence to save one person per week. You don't have to say the whole story. Just say it out loud. That work of getting honest with yourself and learning the reflex to minimize, figuring out why I'm fine comes out of your mouth before you ever check. That's what the break in the cycle workbook is. You walk through it. And if you're not ready to spend money on yourself, which listen, then this is our own competition. Start with my attitude free TikToks guide. Both will be in link in the description. If those tools interest you, keep coming back to this video, and I'll definitely be having more conversations about this. Before I go, if what I described today isn't something you're watching, or if somebody, let me take my time with this. Before I leave today, of course, if what I described today isn't something you're watching in somebody else's time, if it's something you living and it's heavier than you can carry, don't sit in it alone. Everything you need is in the description box. Reach out today. Not when it gets worse. Today. Remember, knowing yourself isn't selfish. It's necessary. Check yourself so you can be yourself. This is the Kenya Tam. And this is the Empowerment Click. Peace.